Hi everybody, it's Leslie here. I mentioned in a video I did a few days ago that some of the greetings I'd used had come from this, which is new to me. I bought this myself. It's the Crafter's Companion Say It With Style, and I thought I'd show you my first couple of attempts with it. But really important to say, I've got a link to this in the description, and it's a considered purchase. It's a huge amount of stuff and it's not cheap. I will say that right from the start. But until the 30th of June 2023, there is a discount code which I've put in the description of the video. So somewhere down the bottom of the video, there should be a discount code for 25% off. And that's actually 25% off everything at Crafter's Companion, but it does exclude things like machines. So when they give a big discount on everything, it usually has exemptions. Most companies do that. So if you want to use it to the best advantage, spending it on something that's a more considered purchase but is included in those offers, I think is a good idea. So it is an affiliate link. I've never made a penny out of affiliate links yet, but I'm hoping that I will. They cost you nothing. It's basically, if I ever manage to make any money, it's a way for companies like Crafter's Companion to pay people like me who create some content that uses their stuff. So this is Crafter's Companion Say It With Style, and it comes in a huge box, and there's two elements to it. The first is this box, which is a lovely box in itself, magnetic closure, and I've taken everything out of it so far, except, just so you could see, it came with, these are actually 4x6 card blanks and envelopes. So there's card blanks and envelopes, and everything else that came in this box is now in the other part of my kit. So you get this box, and then you get this huge folder, which won't even fit fully on my screen. So inside your huge folder is these little pockets. These came in the box, but they're now in here. So you get, I think it's 50 sheets of pre-cut card, and they're all in pastel colours, and then some matching ribbons and some matching twine. So they came in the box, but you get a little folder in there to put them in. And also came in the other little box, you get an envelope that's got these two huge die plates. So I know I've only got small hands, but they are huge. They're big die plates. And then for these die plates to go with, you then get 4 tabbed sheets of stamps. And on each of these plates, there's 2 stamp plates, which fairly obviously are going to match up with these dies. So the concept is that you stamp everything all at once. I'm trying to get as much of it on the screen as I can without it catching my lights. So you get 2 huge stamp plates. If you want to see all of the words on, so they're split into categories. So if you can see here, this one's birthday wishes. So the majority of this is birthday. If you look at the link that's in the description, there's a picture, you know, on that of every single one of the stamp plates on its own. But my camera phases with too much white on the screen, so I'm trying not to have too much. So they're mainly birthday things, all sorts, birthday wishes, things about candles. This one's time to celebrate, so there's still some birthday ones on this, but there's love and hugs, congratulations, you're amazing, happy anniversary, new baby, let's party. There's some love things like completely in love with you, you're engaged, happy Valentine's Day. So this is more occasions. Love, oh, there's some you did it, so happy retirement, there's all sorts, but time to celebrate, anything that could be a celebration. Then there's, this one is called Just to Say. So there's quite a few just to says, but there's an awful lot of thank yous and I miss yous. So this thank you with thanks, thank you, just a little note, hope you're feeling better soon. So although it's just to say thank you, just to say warm wishes, there's all sorts on here, you know, things like so very blessed, be thankful always, sending love and hugs. So there's a lot of thank yous as well as the just to say and love type things on that one. And there's this one that is family ties, but a lot of this I didn't think was specific to family. There's things like birthday boy and birthday girl, and there's a super mum, there's you make my day brighter. There is other words like there's happy anniversary, and there's granddaughter and birthday. I've said birthday girl, but you make me smile. You know, age only matters if you're a cheese. So again, they're not all family, even though this says family ties. And there's a lot on this stamp plate. There's a few that are family, but there's a lot of things like well done, so proud of you. A balanced diet is a cupcake in each hand, which is off the bottom of my screen there. So there's a lot of congratulations, well done type things. And then the last one, which I thought was a little bit disappointing, is 'Tis the Season. So these are all Christmas and winter ones, and you only get the equivalent of one stamp plate. So this one lines up, I think it's with this one, yeah. And then you don't get that side. And then this lines up with this part of the banner die. So you only get the equivalent of one stamp plate, and it's part of the banners on this one and part of the bigger tags on that one. So I was slightly disappointed. I didn't really understand why they didn't give you 2 full stamp plates, but they didn't. So that's it. That's the whole kit. That's everything that comes. So if you want to see what's on each stamp plate, follow that link that's in the description and you can read them all. But I didn't want to sit and just show you that. I wanted to actually demo it and show you what I thought and why. So what they're not very good at explaining is the size of this. So I just want to I want to show you this blue piece. This is one of the pre-cut pieces that comes in the kit. And this is a standard sheet of A4. So I'm hoping you can see that it's wider than a sheet of A4. Now I was thinking to myself, whoa, have they made that an American size? But it's not, because American letter size, which is the other sort of common size of paper and card, is 8.5 inches wide, and this is actually 8 3/4 inches wide. So this is still wider. It's quite a lot wider than A4, and it's wider than standard American paper. That's the other size you might commonly get. So if you see on an A4 sheet of paper, that's how big it is. So it is under 6 inches, so it does still fit through most die cutting machines, and it's cut really close at that size to the size of the die. So if you can see the actual outside edge of the die, there's not really much spare. In fact, it pretty much is the size of the die. So the die has cuts really quite close to the edges in places, this one especially. And on my first attempt, I put my stamp plate in my MISTI. But I want to show you this, just so you know if you are going to buy it. If you've got a MISTI stamping platform, the stamp plate fits just perfectly within this area. This is the original normal sized MISTI, but the paper doesn't. The paper, I'm hoping you can see, is just slightly too big, because the MISTI is designed to fit American cardstock in this direction, the 8.5 inch, pretty much exactly, so it fits with just the tiniest bit of wiggle room so that it's easy to slot in. So American paper, if you cut it in half, it's I think it's 8.5 by 11 inches. So it fits in your MISTI when you've chopped it in half. But this doesn't quite fit. Now, on my first attempt, I thought, well, the stamp plate fits. The stamp plate fits just perfectly inside, but my paper doesn't. So I trimmed the paper, and I trimmed it so that it fit. However, if you do that, when you come to die cut it, the die is so close to the edges. Can you see? I missed this edge. So This one, on my first attempt, is missing an edge. There's a tiny bit missing off these 4. And that means that if you have got a MISTI, you will struggle to use it with that stamping platform. If you've got a bigger MISTI, which is the memory MISTI, if you've got one of like an A4 stamping platform, so this one's an A4 stamping platform, sorry, the white makes it phase. So this is a Be Creative one that I've got, which is A4. It'll obviously fit in any of the bigger ones. The other stamping platform that's common in the UK is this one, which is the Tonic Tim Holtz one. And I've got one of this is one of the stamp plates, and it fits just, so if you put it right up against the ridge on the clear side of the plate, it does fit just within it. So you can use the Tonic stamping platform with it if that's what you've got. However, I had the very similar issue when I put this in and didn't cut my paper down. I'm hoping you can see. I got this edge fine, but this edge, if I slide it up, you can see. This one was on, this one was on, and this one was on. You can see it with the blue underneath it better. But I missed just the teeniest, weeniest bit off this rounded one. So here it is. I'm hoping, yeah. So can you see I've just missed the very, very bottom edge off that. So that was using it in my Tim Holtz stamping platform because the paper is just so tight on it that I think I would recommend, if you want to use this, this isn't the stamping platform to use it with either, because it's so hard to get the piece of paper to fit with within. So if you've got one of these, you'll know there's a ridge. So although you can have your paper hanging out, your stamp plate can't hang out the edges. So it very slightly hangs off this edge, which means you can't get it onto the paper any better than this. So it does work, but you have to be really, really careful, or you might miss the tiniest bit of an edge, which is what I did when I stamped it using this particular stamp platform. I think I would advise using a much larger stamp platform if you want to buy this. If you look on the Crafters Companion website, they demonstrate it using their largest stamp platform, which I don't have. The largest one that they've got says it's 8x8, and of course, as we measured, these stamp plates are 8.5 inches, a bit more. Yeah, they're a good 8.5 inches, which is hard to see because it's clear on my clear ruler. But what they do, because their stamp platform isn't a hinged one, it's got like little springy feet on the 4 corners. They line this up in the middle and just have the edges ever so slightly overhanging on both sides. So it must just about work on the 8x8 Crafters Companion springy foot stamp platform. I don't have one like that, so I can't demonstrate it to show you what I mean, but I'm guessing it must work. But my advice would be, make sure you've got a larger stamp platform if you're going to purchase this. I thought I'd show you can actually stamp it anywhere, because I know this is going to go through my larger die cut machine, or I can trim it down and it'll still fit through my smaller one. I thought I'd show you in a larger stamp platform exactly how this works. So if I pop that in there, it's already got some ink on it, so this might not come out perfect because I've already pressed some ink on. So all you do is you stamp up, you ink up rather, your whole plate all in one go. I'm just using VersaFine because it always gives really nice impression. And what did I do with my magnets? I don't know what I've just done with the magnets. Pop one up there just to make sure. So you ink it in all in one go, stamp it all in one go. This is the birthday one. I should have done the thank you one. It's coming to the end of the term and I need to do some thank you cards. I think I'll do that next. So there we go. Don't worry about the overstamp, that's just me getting the ink. So you can see that's come out pretty well with a single impression. Didn't need to ink it multiple times. And then the way the dies work is there's 3 little crosses on the die and there's 3 little crosses that have been stamped as well. So you line that up, stick it down, and like I say, because I'm just using a full A4 sheet of paper, I don't need to worry too much. And if I'm going to pop this off screen and run it through my Gemini, which is my A4 machine. So here we go, I just ran it through my die cut machine off screen. So if you don't have an A4 machine, you can still use this because the die does fit through the more standard 6-inch platform, so it fit through my Sizzix no problem. But you would need, once you've, what I would do probably is once I'd stamped this, once I'd stamped it, I would line my die up and then draw around the outside and just cut it to the right width, and then you know it would go through because this definitely fits through. That's how I cut the other 2 that I showed you. So there you go, you get all of these all in one go. So one stamp, one pass through your machine, and I've got all these ready to go. And the reason I was doing them, I thought I'd do them on white stamping card, which is what this is, so that I could always ink it to match whatever project I'm doing. So I could ink these with Distress or with Oxide ink or with any other dye ink. I couldn't use alcohol on these because I've stamped it in VersaFine, but you can see you get all these lovely little things ready to go. So I'm just going to show you, this is on the Just to Say one, and I'm just going to show you this one. This has got some thank yous and other things like that on it that I might use on some cards. So I'm going to show you how the banners work. So I'm going to do it the same way. So this is the first inking of this stamp, so we'll get to see how good it is. So again, I'm just using black VersaFine just because I use black outlines when I'm stamping usually. So you can always ink to make it match any card if you've got a black and white sentiment. So one stamp, let's see how we come out. VersaFine is my ink of choice when I'm doing greetings. Not bad for a first stamp. Just going to try and catch the Just to Say in this corner because, sorry, it's so big I'm off the bottom of my screen, aren't I? So the Just to Say down this bottom corner, I'm just going to do that one more time, just because I don't think it quite got everything on that one. That's better. But the rest of it I was pretty happy with, and it all stamped really nicely. So the stamps definitely all stamped really nicely. So get this the right way up. Get my crosses lined up. So if you don't have a larger die cut machine, it's not an issue in terms of cutting it. You'll just have to make your card stop narrow enough to fit through. So I'm just going to do a pencil line around this. So now I've just got a pencil line where the outside edge of my die is. So I'm just going to cut this. Yeah, whenever you're trying to line any sort of die and stamp up, you need to look at it right from above. So this is the normal sized Sizzix plate, and as you can see, it fits just. And it is quite tight, but that's because it's a big die. Don't worry about the cracking noises. It's a big die taking up the whole of the plate. It will make cracking noises. I think everybody, when they first hear that, is really scared the first time they do it. So there we go. Just to say, with sympathy, just for you, deepest condolence, bless you, thankful, happy, blessed, sorry, sending love and hugs, with thanks, be thankful, especially for you. So here we go. So you can see it stamps in those banner edges. Now, for all these dozens and dozens of stamps and the folder it comes in and the dies and the card blanks and the paper and everything, I still think it's actually a really good system. I wish they'd made it slightly more sensible card size so that it fit in more platforms, because you definitely do need a stamping platform for this whole system to work. So just bear that in mind if you are going to purchase it. It doesn't fit in the MISTI because the paper doesn't fit, and then you lose a little bit off the edge of the die. But if you've got a different style of stamping platform, or you've got a larger stamping platform, then I'm sure it'll be fine. But it needs to be at least an 8x8 with a little bit of play on the edges at that. So yeah, I'll stick a link down below. Remember, there's that 25% off if you are interested, but that's only until the 30th of June, and that's direct from Crafters Companion in the UK. And there are, I think there's still intention of them releasing more tabs for the folders. So there's one, I don't think it's in stock at the moment. I know they've just had it on QVC because I saw it and nearly bought it. But I think there's another set of stamps and 2 large word dies. I think it's something like Love You. If I can find that in stock, I'll link it. But I don't think it's in stock at the moment. But I'll link it if it's there. So I'm guessing the intention is they will add more that fit the same dies. So they'll do more stamp sets that fit the same 2 dies with more words on and more like images to go with it. So it doesn't come with these dies because they expect you to have these ones to cut out the stamps. So yeah, I'll link that as well if I can find it. Thanks for watching. Hope that's been helpful. Remember, there's a 25% off at Crafters Companion. I'll link down below for that and put what that is. But it's only valid till the 30th of June. But remember, it's payday last week in the month. So I hope that helps somebody. Thanks for watching. Bye.